A few things. I felt, those last 15 minutes there, we really competed and had great energy, which was showed by how the crowd was appreciative of the effort. And I've told our guys all along that Georgia Tech fans and Yellow Jacket Nation wants to see blue collar, hard working guys, kind of putting their working boots on and the hard hat on and getting after there and having great competitive excellence. And I want that to be part of our culture, that type of mentality. And we've just been a little bit snake bitten this year with injuries and everything else, but we got down and but those young guys came in, gave us a great lift. And part of the reason those young guys were able to give us a lift and get better, because we've been treating them as red shirts in a sense that they've been, getting extra work in both lifting and individual work on the court, and so they have gotten better, and it's made them better. And they came in and did their job. That's why I said I've really liked our freshman class for the long haul, in the long run. Jose Alvarado, and let me just say this: two things. One is, we can never forget this is a major rebuild job. When I got the job, they said we were going to, I was told that you will win no more than 20 games over your first 2 years. So, with 21 last year and 11 this year, we're 12 ahead of that goal. But I've also been very clear from the very beginning that year 2 was going to be the hardest of them all. And this has been a tough year, but that's part of being a major rebuild. And we just got to keep staying the course, and we will continue to stay the course. Regarding Jose Alvarado, he has a dislocated elbow, sustained a dislocated elbow. When he will be back, to be determined, but there's probably a high probability he'll be finished for the season. And then what does that do with our point guard spot and everything else? I thought Josh did a nice job today handling the point guard spot, but we'll figure it out as a staff and go from there. Regarding Justin, people might ask, well, what about Justin? Again, I won't make any decisions until I get with the staff and we decide what's best as we continue to move forward.
Coach, with the extended minutes for Moses and Evan tonight, did they earn playing time moving forward?
Yes, absolutely. Both Evan and Moses earned playing time, and we're still going to treat them as red shirts, as in terms of the work mentality. That won't change.
It seems like you have some options now. With AD struggled the last couple games, as the defenses have gotten a little bit better that you faced, I think.
Yeah, well, Kelly, I told AD this, that I was, our standard for him is at such a different level right now because he's turned himself into a really good ACC player. In the last 2 games, he's been 2 for 15, and he just hasn't played well. And if he's not playing well, it makes it harder for us, just like it does with Ben or anyone else not playing well. So that's a standard for us, we put on him. And look, he's come a long way. Part of his thing now is just to continue to stay consistent. But it gives us a little more options. I thought Moses and Evan really moved their feet well today defensively. But I've told everyone that with Jose and Curtis, Curtis was really good before his first injury, and that Moses and Evan, when those guys are sophomores and juniors, I thought that class was going to be those 4 are going to be good 4-year players. And as they got older, they were going to really, really help us.
Do you feel like you can roll Evan and Moses along with Brandon and AD? It seems like maybe those 4 guys, whoever's playing well, could be.
I mean, the other thing, Kelly, is that we could go bigger, maybe look at going bigger on some things. We just got to, I need to watch the tape and then decide what we want to do on how we want to do with matchups and all the other good things that go with that, and on just how we play. Do we want to go bigger, smaller? But with Moses and Evan, that gives you some ability to go bigger.
You've had some games that were kind of like this, Florida State, where they got up big and you were able to come back. I'm curious it's to your team's credit, but also how much stock you put in what happened.
Well, there's 2 things, Ken. One is our guys always fight and compete. Even when we get down, they always find a way to come back and scrap and claw and crawl and fight and kick and find a way to give ourselves a chance to get back into the game. The issue is, why are we getting down, to those parts? But part of that, I would tell you, is because it's a major rebuild job, and because year 2 is the hardest. And so, last year we really had one game, it was Tennessee and Tennessee and Duke, that we really, had that lead. Now the good thing last year, Duke had us down 26, and it went from 26 to 53. This year the good thing is we went from 26 to had to cut to 9, and so we're making strides the right way. And I've said that's just going to be part of the major rebuild. We've got to eliminate getting down like that. That's just part of us building. And let me just also say this: Duke's good enough to win the national championship. As much as anyone says about their defense or anything else, they are extremely, extremely talented. I mean, they've got a lot of good players. And obviously Bagley didn't even play. They are really good. They've got a legit chance, and I wouldn't count them out of winning the whole thing.
Coach, how did your strategy or game plan change when you learned of Bagley's absence?
Nothing. I mean, the last time Bagley went out was against Michigan State, and I think Grayson had 36 or 37, something like that. So we've been snake bitten this year. Where a couple guys like versus Louisville, Deng Adele goes out, and that gives more shots for Jordan Nwora, Williams, and McMahon. They have 10 threes against us. Those guys off the bench. If Deng plays versus Louisville, those guys don't get that many minutes, and who knows? The same thing with Clemson when Grantham went out. Everyone says, oh no, DeVoe gets more shots. So it's not always a positive, because other guys who were hot that day might not have been hot. So our game plan didn't change. Duke's as talented as anyone in the country, and whether Bagley played or not, we were going to have to. We kept with what we were going to do. And part of it, the first half, we just, again, turnovers the first half. We had 7 turnovers. I felt we played little on our heels, not to lose in the sense, and you can't do that, in this ACC.
If you absolutely had to, how would you grade your team's overall performance on effort and just overall performance?
Not good for the first 25 minutes, and then really good, A+ for the last, I don't know, whatever it was, 15 minutes.
Coach Lambert's got a few minutes off tonight. Was that a byproduct of the injury?
No, he's been injured. He's bless his heart, the guy's fighting through. I mean, he's just been banged up, and he practices every day. Now that he's been able to practice, he fights through it, and he hasn't been the same since, obviously, with the injury, unfortunately. But no, I took him out because I took out both him and Todrick, his 2 seniors. I just felt they weren't getting it done for us. And I wanted him to sit and tell him, hey man, if you're not going to get it done, we'll go in another direction. But when we put it back in, they both played much better.
It seems like when Jose goes down, I can't imagine what goes through your mind. Like, what's next? I mean, the last 4 months have been pretty incredible in terms of the different distractions, accidents, injuries, whatever you want to call it, like that have gone on. Kind of what's going through your head.
This stuff. I mean, it's really just. You get snake bitten. But last year we played not a lot of guys, and we were healthy all year. We didn't have to encounter one injury. So sometimes just things work itself out. But I also know that this is part of the major rebuild, and I also know that we were in a position when we got the job that we're probably was the thought process or the expectation is you're probably going to maybe win 5 or 6 year 1, 14, 15 year 2 type of deal, and then as you get more classes in, keep growing from there. So we'll keep, we just got hit with the injuries, and that's where you got to get more depth so you can sustain stuff like that.
Turnovers has been a big topic of discussion. Of course, you've
Only
talked
3 in
about
the second half.
how it determines winning and losing. First half, this was a good example. First half 7,
Second
you fall
half 3.
way behind. Second half only 3,
Yep.
and you play so much better.
Yep. No, taking care of the ball is such a key thing.
1 or 2 more for Coach.
Ben, he hit some shots that he hadn't been hitting lately. Did you have a mind to doing it in more spots to get him the ball? Or?
Ken, first play of the game, we try to get to him, just to try to get him going, and we want Ben to be aggressive, and I told him be as aggressive as you can, and don't think about it, don't overanalyze it, and just if you're open, shoot it. If you miss 20, shoot later, shoot 21. We just need you to play with great confidence and energy.
We asked Josh and Evan how they stay focused amidst everything that's going on, allegations and such. How does Coach Pastner stay focused right now?
Well, I'm just because I know the truth. That's the bottom line. And so in life throws you some curveballs here and there, so you just gotta stay focused, and I owe it to the team to stay focused.
Okay, thanks, Coach.